Hi, it's Steve. In this video, we'd like to show you how to change the drum for your dryer. It's a really easy repair. Let me show you how we do it. Now, to do this repair, we will need full access to the back of the dryer, so you'll want to pull it far enough forward, and that may involve disconnecting the venting. We'll also need to disconnect the power, so either unplug it, or locate the electrical panel and turn off the appropriate breaker, or remove the appropriate fuses. Once we've done that, we can start the repair. Now, once we have the dryer disconnected from the power and the venting, our next step will be to remove the main top. Typically, you'll find 2 screws that secure that top to the cabinet. Using either a 10mm hex socket or a Phillips screwdriver, we'll remove those 2 screws. Next, we'll just grasp that top, pull it back about 1 inch from the control panel. You should be able to lift it off, and we'll just set that aside. Now, our next step is to remove the console from the front of the dryer. It's simply held in place with some plastic tabs that clip onto that support bracket. We're simply going to lift up while pulling forward on the top of that console. That will disengage those plastic clips. Now, once they're all free, we're going to rotate that console towards us while lifting up on it to disengage some tabs at the bottom. Once we've tilted it back so far, we can reach in and disconnect the wire harnesses that go to the user interface board. Simply depress the locking tabs. And separate the harnesses. You can then lift that console away from the front panel. You'll see the plastic tabs that attach it to that front panel. And now we'll set that aside. Now, our next step will be to open the dryer door. We're going to remove these 2 screws down in the lint filter housing area. These are a number 2 Phillips screw. Now, each of those screws have a flat washer attached to them. They're used only in this position. We can then close that door up again. Now, our next step is to remove the front panel door assembly. There are some screws across the top that will need to be removed. Again, a number 2 Phillips head screw. There are also 2 spring clips that hold that panel in place. So we'll need to just gently depress those while pulling forward on that front panel. Once we've released those clips, we'll just tilt that front panel forward enough that we can access the harness connector to the door switch that's located directly at the 12 o'clock position. Simply grasp that connector, pull it away from the switch. We can then tilt that panel forward and lift it off of the mounting tabs on the bottom. And then we'll set that assembly aside. Now, our next step will be to remove this support bracket across the top. We'll begin by taking out a single screw that secures a metal tab from the control board housing. Then we'll remove 2 screws from either side of that support bracket. Now, there are also 2 metal tabs on either side of that bracket that fit into slotted openings on the side of the cabinet. So we'll need to gently lift those out. We also have a wire harness attached to the back side of this, so you won't be able to lift it off completely yet. We'll lower it down enough that we can access that harness. We'll just loosen the harness restraint. There's also one on the opposite side. We can remove that bracket and set it aside. Now, our next step will be to remove the harness from the 2 restraints on the bulkhead and just lift that out of the way. The harness for the light bulb socket can stay in place. There's also one connector at the bottom that goes to the sensor bars. We'll need to depress the locking tab and then separate the two halves of the connector. Now to remove the bulkhead, we'll first of all need to remove a single screw, locate it down on the blower housing, and then screws that are on each of those mounting tabs on the front of that bulkhead, and then we can lift it away. Now with the bulkhead completely out of the way, our next step is to remove that drum. To do so, we need to release the tension on the belt. So we're going to reach in, roll it off of the idler pulley and the motor pulley. We'll put one hand in through the left side, another in over top of the vent. Once you locate the idler pulley, you'll find that the belt comes down over top of it, back around the motor pulley, and out to the other side. We're simply going to pull that idler towards the left. That'll release some tension on the belt. Roll the belt off of both pulleys. Slowly release that idler. Now that we've disconnected the belt from the two pulleys, we should have about this much distance between the belt and the drum if it's not touching anything else. We're typically going to lift up on that, use the belt to support the drum. We'll pull it out, and we're just going to set that aside for a moment. Now with the drum out of the way, we'll take this opportunity to clean any lint out of the base of the dryer. We can also check the rear drum rollers, make sure they turn freely, and also check the idler pulley and make sure that turns freely. Now next, we'll want to line up our new drum with the belt first. Now before we install the belt on the new drum, we'll just give that a quick inspection, look for any signs of excessive wear or damage, and if so, you'll want to replace that at the same time. Then we're simply going to drape that belt over the drum. Position it approximately in the center. We're going to lift that drum through the opening at the front and set it on the rear drum rollers. Now with it in place, we're going to again reach in through the front and we'll wrap that belt around the idler pulley and the motor pulley. So again, we're going to reach in on both sides. We'll locate that belt and the idler pulley. We're going to wrap that belt over the top of the idler pulley coming from the left. Tuck it underneath, keeping the flat side of the belt against the idler pulley. And we're going to push over on that idler assembly so we get enough belt to wrap it around the motor pulley. And that should put the groove side of the belt into the motor pulley and the groove side of the belt against the drum. We'll next just rotate it a bit, make sure that the blower wheel turns easily. And now we're ready to put our front bulkhead back in place. Now when reinstalling that front bulkhead, we want to make sure that the drum rollers engage the little recessed area at the front of that drum. So we'll line it up square with the cabinet, make sure it's down low enough that when we lift up on it, it picks up the drum at the same time. And you'll be working against the tension of the belt. So we need to lift that up. And then install those tabs in the keyhole slots. Once we have one side attached, we'll do the same on the opposite side. And those tabs should drop down into place so that the screw holes line up. And then we'll secure it in place. And remember to attach that housing to the front of the blower. As well, be sure to reattach the sensor harness. Make sure the locking tab engages. Now next we'll put the support bracket in place. First of all, we'll route that harness through the restraints. And we'll need to make sure that the tab on the top of that bulkhead comes up through this slotted opening on the support bracket. As well, on the ends of those support bracket, you'll note there are 2 tabs on either side, and they'll fit into slotted openings on the side of the cabinet. And we also need to be sure that the tab for that control board housing sits on top of this support bracket. And then we'll secure it with the screws. Now we're ready to put the front panel door assembly in place. Doing so, we want to make sure that we line up those 3 slotted openings on the bottom of the panel with the 3 hooks on the base of the dryer. We'll tilt it up far enough that we can reconnect the harness to the door switch. And then we'll press that panel up into place and make sure the 2 metal tabs are engaged. Next, we'll open up that door. We'll secure the 2 screws to the filter housing. And remember, these are the screws that have the flat washer already attached. We can then close the door up. And now we're ready to attach the screws across the top of the front panel. Now next, we need to reposition that control housing. We'll first of all tuck the harness through the opening, and we'll also reattach that harness to the restraint. So next we'll reattach those 2 harness connectors. Again, make sure that the locking tabs engage. And now we need to line up these 6 tabs across the bottom of that control housing with the openings on the top of the front panel. So while maintaining a downward pressure on that housing, we'll roll it back onto the support bracket. And then make sure it snaps into place with each of those tabs. Simply squeeze the housing against that bracket. And make sure all of those tabs are lined up and flush. Then we'll reattach that harness to the restraints in behind. And now we're ready to put our main top back on. Now when installing the top, we want to make sure that this little cutout sits in behind these 2 little raised portions of that cross bracket. That's what secures the front of that main top. As well, we want to make sure that these rectangular openings in the front edge of that top line up with those plastic tabs on the back of the control housing. So make sure it sits even side to side, and we'll place that about 1 inch back from the control housing. Slide it forward, make sure it's flush, and then we'll install the 2 retaining screws at the back. And now we're ready to push the dryer back into position. We're now ready to reconnect the vent, push the dryer back into position, and reconnect the power, and your repair is complete.